All right. Hello, everyone. Let me bring in our wonderful other host, Joy. And let's bring everybody. Oh, hold on. Add to stage. Everybody keeps cheering. Welcome, everyone, and welcome to the Haunted and Hunted Case Files, where true crime, the paranormal, cryptids, and unexplained phenomenon collide. I'm your host, Cyndi.
I'm your host, Joy, and
Joey.
Markus.
I'm a co-host, Richard.
Together, we investigate chilling crimes, disturbing cold cases, legendary creatures said to stalk the darkest forests, ghostly encounters that defy explanation, and mysterious objects witnessed in the skies above. These are the stories that haunted communities, challenge investigators, and leave behind questions that refuse to stay buried. So dim the lights, lock the doors, grab a snack, and keep one eye over your shoulder because some mysteries are still hunting for answers. And tonight we are opening another haunted and hunted case files. Richard, it is your turn to share a story that we've got.
Okay, we are going to talk about D.B. Cooper, the hijacker who vanished into the night. Haunted and Hunted Case Files, America's most infamous unsolved skyjacking, ransom heist, and parachute disappearance. On November 24th, 1971, an ordinary flight from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington became the center of one of America's greatest mysteries. A calm, carefully dressed stranger took control of a commercial airliner, collected a fortune in ransom money, and parachuted into the darkness. He was never positively identified. His body was never found. His parachute was never recovered. Most of the ransom money disappeared with him. More than 5 decades later, the disappearance of D.B. Cooper remains one of the most compelling true crime cold cases in American history. The stranger at the airport. On the afternoon before Thanksgiving in 1971, a middle-aged man approached the Northwest Orient Airlines counter in Portland International Airport. He paid cash for a one-way ticket aboard Flight 305, a short trip north to Seattle. The passenger gave his name as Dan Cooper. Witnesses described him as a composed and unremarkable, the kind of person who could sit in a crowded airport without attracting attention. He appeared to be in his mid-40s and wore a business suit, white shirt, and a narrow black tie. FBI records described him as approximately 5'10" to 6 feet tall, weighing between 170 and 180 pounds with brown eyes. The aircraft was a Boeing 727, a jet distinguished by a rear staircase beneath its tail. That unusual feature would become central to Cooper's escape to the enduring mystery surrounding his knowledge of aviation. After boarding, Cooper settled into the passenger cabin, ordered a bourbon and soda. Nothing about his behavior suggested that Flight 305 was about to become the scene of a carefully controlled airline hijacking. The note that changed Flight 305. Shortly after 3 p.m., Cooper handed a flight attendant a note. At first, she reportedly assumed it was an attempt to give her his telephone number and placed it aside. Cooper quietly told her that she should read it. The note stated that he had a bomb. When a flight attendant sat beside him, Cooper opened an attaché case and allowed her to see what appeared to be red sticks, wires, and other components. When the device was functional, whether the device was functional has never been conclusively established, but the threat was convincing enough to place the passengers and crew in immediate danger. Cooper instructed the flight attendant to deliver his demands to the cockpit. $200,000 in $20 bills and 4 parachutes. The request for multiple parachutes may have intended to make authorities believe Cooper planned to take hostages with him. If officials suspected that innocent passengers might be forced to jump, they would be less likely to sabotage the equipment. Whether this was Cooper's actual reasoning remains an interpretation rather than a confirmed fact. A hijacker who remained calm. Unlike many violent airline hijackers, Cooper reportedly remained controlled throughout the entire ordeal. He did not fire a weapon, physically attack anyone, or create any unnecessary panic among the passengers. Many passengers did not realize that the aircraft had been hijacked. They were told that there was a delay caused by mechanical trouble. While Flight 305 remained in the air, officials on the ground gathered the ransom and 4 parachutes. Authorities recorded the serial numbers of the $20 bills before delivering the money. The aircraft eventually landed at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. Cooper exchanged the 36 passengers for the ransom and the parachutes. He released the passengers, but required several crew members to stay aboard. The first stage of the crime had been completed without a passenger being physically harmed. The second stage would transform the hijacking into a legend. The second flight. After the passengers were released and the aircraft refueled, Cooper ordered the crew to fly towards Mexico City. His apparent plan relied upon the Boeing 727's rear staircase, which would be lowered from the passenger cabin. Cooper intended to leave the aircraft while it was still in flight. The precise instructions attributed to Cooper have contributed to the theories that he possessed knowledge of aircraft, military operations, cargo handling, and parachuting. However, his aviation knowledge appeared to contain serious gaps. Cooper took 2 of the parachutes with him. One of the reserve chutes was a training device that had been sewn shut. The FBI later argued that the experienced skydiver would probably have noticed the problem. He also selected a parachute that could not easily be steered. Cooper used parachute cord to secure the ransom money. He removed his black tie and left it aboard the aircraft. He then directed the remaining flight attendant to enter the cockpit and remain there with the flight crew. Sometime shortly after 8 p.m., somewhere along the flight path between Seattle and Reno, Cooper lowered the rear stairs and disappeared from the aircraft. He jumped into a cold, rainy night, carrying approximately 21 pounds of cash. Below him were forests, rivers, rugged terrain, and almost complete darkness. When the aircraft landed safely in Reno, Nevada, Cooper was gone. The manhunt begins. The FBI launched an enormous investigation under the case name NORJAC, meaning Northwest Hijacking. Agents searched possible landing areas, questioned witnesses, studied the flight path, and examined the aircraft for forensic evidence. Investigators followed leads across the country and considered hundreds of potential suspects. By the 5th anniversary of the hijacking, the FBI had evaluated more than 800 suspects and eliminated all but approximately 24 from serious consideration. None could be conclusively identified as the man who boarded Flight 305 as Dan Cooper. The investigation faced several major problems. No one knew the exact moment Cooper jumped. The weather, wind, aircraft speed, and uncertain flight path made it difficult to establish a precise landing zone. Even a slight difference in the estimated jump time could move the search area by miles. If Cooper died during the jump, his remains, the parachute, and the money may have landed into dense wilderness or water. If he survived, he somehow escaped without being recognized, without spending traceable ransom money, and without leaving behind evidence strong enough to expose his identity. The ransom money resurfaces. For nearly 9 years, none of the ransom money was conclusively recovered. Then in 1980, an 8-year-old Brian Ingram was digging along a sandbar beside the Columbia River when he discovered deteriorating bundles of $20 bills. The money totaled approximately $5,800. The serial numbers matched the ransom money given to Cooper. This discovery remains the only confirmed portion of the ransom recovered after Cooper vanished. However, it created more questions than answers. Investigators could not conclusively determine when the money reached the riverbank, how it was transported there, or whether Cooper had buried, dropped, or lost it. The discovery supported the possibility that Cooper did not survive. It also suggested that the ransom bag was damaged or lost during the jump. However, the money alone does not prove that Cooper died. The evidence left behind. The airline ticket. The Northwest Orient Airline ticket was purchased with the cash under the name of Dan Cooper. It confirms the alias he used and the flight he selected. Eyewitness descriptions. Flight attendants who spent time near Cooper provided closely matching physical descriptions. Their observations became the foundation for the FBI's composite sketches. The primary description included a man in his mid-40s, approximately 5 feet 10 inches to 6 feet tall, approximately 170 to 180, brown eyes, dark hair, a business suit, white shirt, and a narrow black tie. These descriptions helped eliminate suspects who did not resemble the hijacker. The black JCPenney tie. Cooper removed his black clip-on tie before leaving the aircraft. The tie became one of the most important pieces of physical evidence. The FBI later obtained a DNA sample from it and used DNA testing while evaluating certain suspects. However, because the tie may have been handled or worn by others, the evidentiary value of any biological material must be considered carefully. The ransom money serial numbers. Authorities recorded the serial numbers of the $20 bills before delivering the ransom. Those records allowed investigators to confirm that the money discovered besides the Columbia River in 1980 came from Cooper's ransom. The recovered $5,800. Approximately $5,800 of the original $200,000 ransom was recovered in deteriorated bundles. The remaining money has never been conclusively located. No verified pattern of the ransom bills entering ordinary circulation was established. The parachutes and parachute cord. Cooper demanded 4 parachutes and left some parachute equipment aboard the aircraft. He took 2 parachutes with him, including a reserve training parachute that had been sewn shut. He also cut cord from one of the remaining parachutes and used it to secure the ransom bag. The aircraft, the Boeing 727, was searched for physical and forensic evidence. Investigators studied how Cooper could have used the rear staircase to conduct experiments to better understand the escape. The National Archives preserves records containing photograph, suspect sketches, and detailed FBI and U.S. Air Force experiments related to the hijacking. The composite sketches. The FBI produced artist renderings based on witness statements. These images remained among the most recognizable pieces of evidence in the case. The sketches are valuable, but they are interpretations of human memory rather than photographs. Their accuracy depends upon witness observation, memory, and the artist's ability to transcribe descriptions into an image. The hijacking note. Cooper's original written note was not preserved as evidence. The flight attendant followed his instructions and returned it to him. The loss of the note denied investigators potential handwriting, fingerprint, paper and ink evidence that could have assisted the investigation. The bomb description. The flight attendant reported seeing red-colored sticks and wires inside Cooper's attaché case. The briefcase and alleged explosive device disappeared with him. No recovered device has established whether the bomb was real, partially functional, or a convincing imitation. Confirmed facts of the D.B. Cooper case. The hijacking occurred on November 24th, 1971. The hijacker purchased his ticket using the name Dan Cooper. He boarded Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 in Portland. The aircraft was traveling to Seattle. Cooper claimed to have a bomb. He demanded $200,000 in $20 bills. He demanded 4 parachutes. He released 36 passengers in Seattle. He ordered the aircraft to continue toward Mexico City. He escaped from the rear of the aircraft with a parachute and the ransom. He was never positively identified or captured. Approximately $5,800 of the ransom was discovered in 1980. The bills recovered matched the ransom serial numbers. The FBI investigation was also known as NORJAC. The FBI redirected active investigative resources away from the case in 2016. The FBI has stated that specific new physical evidence may still be submitted for examination. What has never been proven? Several popular claims remain theories rather than established facts. It has never been proven that Cooper survived the jump. It has never been proven that Cooper died during the jump. It has never been proven that he had an accomplice waiting on the ground. It was never proven that he was a military paratrooper. Had never been proven that he worked for an airline or an aircraft manufacturer. It has never been proven that the bomb was genuine. No publicity accused suspect has been conclusively identified as Cooper. No confession has been supported by physical evidence to solve the case. The exact location where Cooper landed remains uncertain. The location of the remaining ransom money remains unknown. Did Cooper survive? The survival question stands at the heart of the mystery. The FBI has expressed doubt that Cooper survived. He jumped at night during poor weather, wearing business clothing and footwear unsuitable for wilderness survival. He reportedly used a parachute that could only be steered and carried a reserve chute that was intended for training and had been sewn shut. These conditions make survival uncertain, but not impossible. Supporters of the survival theory point to Cooper's controlled behavior, his knowledge of the Boeing 727's rear stairs, and the complete absence of a recovered body, main parachute, or ransom bag. Yet survival creates another mystery. How did a wet, injured, or exhausted man carrying thousands of $20 bills leave a remote landing area without attracting attention? And why was almost none of the money ever spent or discovered? The suspects. Over the decades, numerous people have been named as possible suspects by relatives, authors, private investigators, and amateur researchers. One of the most frequently discussed was Richard Floyd McCoy Jr., who committed a similar aircraft hijacking and parachute escape less than 5 months after the Cooper case. However, the FBI ruled McCoy out because he did not match the closely aligned witness descriptions for the additional investigative reasons. Other suspects have been connected to this case through alleged confessions, military backgrounds, aviation experience, physical resemblance, or circumstantial evidence. None has produced the combination of verified identity, matching physical evidence, and documented opportunity necessary to officially solve the crime. The enduring mystery. D.B. Cooper entered American folklore because his crime appears to end at the exact moment when most criminal investigations begin. He left the aircraft, but left no confirmed trail on the ground. He took $200,000, but almost none of it resurfaced. He became one of the most recognizable fugitives in American history, yet no one knows his real name. Was Cooper a skilled criminal who executed a calculated escape? Was he an amateur whose daring plan ended in the wilderness? Did he walk away from the landing zone and quietly return to an ordinary life? Or does the answer remain hidden somewhere beneath the forest, rivers, and dark soil of the Pacific Northwest? The evidence offers possibilities, but it has never delivered a final verdict. Until physical evidence identifies the man behind the tie, the ticket, and the ransom, D.B. Cooper will remain the unidentified hijacker who stepped into the storm and vanished from history. Haunted and Hunted Case Files discussion focus. The D.B. Cooper investigation is not simply a story about stolen fortune. It is a study of identity, criminal planning, aviation history, forensic limitations, and the power of an unanswered question. The central issues for examination are: did Cooper possess genuine aviation or parachuting experience? Why did he demand 4 parachutes? Was the bomb real or an effective prop? Did the recovered money reach the Columbia River naturally or through human involvement? Why has the remaining ransom never been conclusively found? Which evidence is reliable and which details have been distorted by the decades of retelling? Did Cooper defeat one of the largest manhunts in FBI history, or did the wilderness claim him before the search began? Okay.
Yeah. So my thing is I've watched documentaries regarding this, and they did an episode on him on Expedition X with Joshua Gates, and it was really good. And he talked to someone that knew of the child that found the money. I believe it was a relative of some sort. It was an adult of the little boy who found down by the sandbar the money and so forth. So they were trying to dig to see if maybe he might have buried it or something. I was going to make a joke that because of him jumping out, and especially in such a rural area of where he jumped, maybe Bigfoot caught him. Sorry.
Who knows? I mean,
I had to throw that in there.
I get it. Don't think I haven't thought that. Just the amount of trees over the Pacific Northwest is so thick that you can't see the ground.
No.
He's flying at night. No idea where he is. No idea where he's jumping from. He's jumping into the darkness. Even military people that jump at night have a destination already planned out. My opinion is there's no way he could have had a destination planned out, because the timing couldn't be precise because of the amount of the time it took for the FBI to bring the money to the plane, release the hijack, the people he hijacked. You can't plan that. There's too many gaps in that. So he jumped blindly into the night.
Yeah.
He might still be hung up in a tree somewhere.
Yeah.
The money, part of it, fallen out, 9 years of deterioration. Was it 9 years or 5 years?
I want to say, it's.
I thought 9.
Yeah, I think 9.
9 years of deterioration of the material. Some of it could have spilled out, and he may have landed near the Columbia River Gorge somewhere. And it went through the water, got buried in the sand. So many what ifs and possibilities. I mean, and I've watched a lot of the shows on D.B. Cooper. D.B. Cooper has always amazed me about that this case has never been solved. I don't think he made it. I don't think
What-
he made it.
What are your thoughts, Marcus?
Well,
You're on mute.
well, yeah. I mean, I can't. What do you want me to do? It's probably already active.
No, just unmute.
All right, what about now? Better.
You got to talk loud.
Well, I guess I think he made it out. I think he dug and hid those bills to taunt everybody and say "F you, I got away." And I don't know. It's kind of hard to trace. I mean, okay, so they said he had 21 pounds of money. You know how much that is in paper dollars? Like that's a lot.
That's a lot of money to carry.
Right. And like that 200 grand back then is worth so much more now.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I mean, he was very methodical and he took his time. But the best thing, he didn't harm anyone, which is good. Like he didn't threaten anybody's lives or take anyone's life or anything like that. He just literally came up with a scheme to steal money. And yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that's acceptable, but it's just crazy. It's a crazy story, and like I remember hearing this when I was younger, and but I couldn't really understand. Obviously I was too young and like I didn't really dive into it, but like thinking and talking and discussing it now, it's just crazier to hear.
Don't you think the elements would be working against him?
You would think.
Yeah, you would think.
I mean, you're jumping from an airplane 10,000 feet, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing. That's very cold, 10,000 feet up.
Yeah.
It's raining, and he's only got a business suit on.
See, I
Now,
have
this is that we know of.
Mm-hmm.
He might have had stuff stashed on the plane where he was able to dress and bundle up. Those are all the unknown. Because he sent the stewardess to the captains to the front of the plane, cockpit. He could have put some clothing on that he might have stashed in the plane because he knew exactly what plane or type of plane to get on that had the rear that opened up. So he may have stashed clothing for that type of jump because you'd freeze to death.
I'm going in a different direction than you guys. I'm thinking it was an inside job and everybody was on it.
Who's everybody?
All the pilots, the stewardess. I think with the money being, never being discovered, if they use small amounts at a time, it's not going to cause a red flag and it's going to slip through the cracks.
But all the money was
If there's 4 of them, you divide it by everybody, right? Or how many people are on there? The stewardess and the pilots. You divide it and everybody's just spending here and there.
But none of the recorded bills ever surfaced.
That they know of, that they caught.
I mean, I think potentially the
technology back
the
then
steward
didn't pick up a bill like it would today. So I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of what ifs.
Yeah, somebody said no because someone would have ratted. Maybe they
Somebody would
wouldn't
have flipped.
Maybe if they got caught, they would have. But if they never got caught, why would you rat somebody out if you never been caught?
Well, the thing of it is, though, is that he jumped out with all the bags with the money in it. So, if a bag was left behind, the FBI or whoever, the police would have. I mean, they would have found it. They would have searched everybody. They would have taken the stewardesses, the flight attendants, or whatever, co-pilot, pilot, and gone through their suitcases, gone through the plane, searched the plane up and down to see if they can find the money if a bag of money was left behind. So I don't think anybody could have absolutely taken it from
Maybe
that
they
was
threw
on
it-
the plane.
Yeah, maybe they threw it out of the window.
They
you know,
could
thing,
have.
and then they went back to find it later, recover it later.
I
I don't know. My mind goes
don't-
everywhere. I watch too many movies.
What are the odds that he was well knowledge of the aviation and flights and planes and all that stuff, that he had an accomplice that was flying another plane in close proximity at a lower altitude and parachuted down to that other plane that had a gate drop, like one of those that, I don't know.
You mean jump from one plane to another
Yes.
in the middle of the night?
Well, I mean, he's like Evel Knievel. I mean, he's doing this daring stuff at nighttime. He probably felt comfortable enough to do it. Because a lot of times, I mean, if he was special forces and a lot of stuff that wasn't recorded, and he was probably, I mean, who's to say he wasn't like.
And who's to say he wasn't picked up by a boat if he landed somewhere?
So my thing is that because I've watched a lot of documentaries on this. I am a huge documentary person. My thing is that like Richard mentioned, they were flying literally over a very dense forest of the Pacific Northwest. I lived up there. I know how dense these forests are. I've been through, hiked through these mountains and stuff. So, and then part of Oregon is the same way. For him to survive that far of a jump with all that heavy money, that money is going to make him go down faster. Okay. You're carrying all these, like if he had 4 bags of money, that is making him go down even faster. Once he lets off the parachute, the thing of it is he is going to hit the trees hard and the ground hard because he's carrying this weight. So there is a chance that there is talk that he did survive and he walked away with some of the money because he lost some of the money as he was going down. Then there's talk of he didn't survive. So no one really truly knows, but it's back then too in the 80s, we still didn't have the technology like we used to. Or that's when they found the money. It was back in sorry, I'm trying to scroll here. Because 1980, they found the money. It was what, 1970? I'm trying to find that date. 1971.
Later, they found the money.
And it was actually the day, y'all, it was the day that I was born.
Happy birthday.
I know, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I think he could have dropped the money like at a certain feet, before he released this thing, went to recover it. I don't know. My mind is wandering with it. So Chidi said it's still echoing. Are we muting as we're talking? I'm muting.
You're fine.
Okay. Yeah, she said it was echoing. So for anybody that joins, did Marcus? No, Marcus gone? Why did it move?
You got to think of something. He didn't have any skydiving watch on his wrist to tell him what altitude he's at. It's pitch dark at night. You're jumping over the Pacific Northwest. You're not going to see any light through the canopy of the trees. And those trees are a couple of 100 feet tall. Did he clear the canopy of those trees without getting hung up?
Did he land in the water though, or did he land in the?
Well, did he land in the Columbia River? A body would have eventually come to surface.
Unless somebody was there waiting for him on boat.
That's a hell of a risk to take from 10,000 feet.
I mean, for 200 back then, $200,000 is a lot of money.
It was.
Yeah. I don't know, but he could have survived. He could not. But my mind is like, how do we know this wasn't an inside job? That's where I'm going with it.
Hey, there's so many scenarios.
Oh,
it could be literally anything. Like this is a mystery, and it will probably remain unknown.
One of the shows I watched, they tracked a DB Cooper suspect to a house, and I don't think it was the Josh Gates one. They tracked it to a house supposedly where there was a suitcase found above the ceiling in the attic. And it's a guy that matched the description of supposedly who DB Cooper was. They confronted him. Hey, we know you're DB Cooper. And I don't think anything ever panned out with it. But there was another documentary about that. There's probably been a bazillion documentaries.
Oh yeah.
I love watching DB Cooper. That's why I do DB Cooper. There's so many different opinions about it, and neither one is right and neither one is wrong. Because there's
So
too many unknowns.
Was there any security footage of him purchasing a ticket?
I don't think
Back,
they had
I don't.
stuff back then.
No.
You didn't even
Not
have
in the
to show
70s.
identification when you bought a ticket.
Wait,
And did you
somebody-
notice the ticket was only $20?
Somebody in the comments said they were monitoring him already or were onto him and may have taken a photo in the airport. Slide up on the comments. I don't know who said that. Somebody mentioned something about a.
I don't think the camera systems in the airport back then were what they are today.
I'm not seeing that comment. Oh, we got a new person on though. Catching Spirits. Hello.
Hmm.
Nice to
Adam.
have you
Hi,
on.
everybody. Okay, do you see it, Cyndi? I'm going to put it on the screen.
No, I don't. I don't see it. Go walking into the airport. Oh, that the FBI took of him. Well, that's
I never
interesting.
heard that one. I never heard
Neither
that
have
one.
I. Because how could they? Why would the FBI be at the airport in the first place? You see what I'm saying?
Well,
Because he didn't give the note. He didn't give the note until he was on the plane. Back then, too, they didn't scan you for any type of weapons or a bomb or anything like that. They didn't do that back then. And I remember when I used to fly, we would have to climb the stairs outside of the plane to get into the plane back then. So,
And identification, I don't mean to interrupt you. Identification back then was a paper driver's license, no photographs on them, if it was even asked for the purchase of the ticket. Now, pretty much, you got to put a birth certificate up to get a ticket on an airplane. Back then, did you have to present ID to get a ticket? I don't know.
well, and only that too, but if you notice as well in the information that you read, that in the ticket itself, they're saying that his name is Dan Cooper, but he put, or Daniel Cooper or whatever it was. And then he put DB Cooper. So what does the B stand for? And that's another thing that's been bothering me. Like, what does DB stand for?
I think that was added during the investigation, the DB. That was added during the investigation.
So Alex thinks that they were already on to him, the FBI.
Which could be plausible because if they're like a lot of these agencies, if they're running surveillance on somebody, sometimes they have groups of officers or agents that are in a unit. They know this particular person or group has committed crimes in the past or became aware of some other crimes that may have been committed. They'll follow them, knowing that they're probably gonna commit this crime and watch them do it with the hopes of catching them in the act. And maybe they got too cocky and thought they were gonna get him, and then he just vanished.
I don't know. I think there was.
Well, I have a video if we want to watch it. It's 12 minutes long, so it's not too bad. You want to see what this video has to say?
Sure.
Oops. 1 second. Trying to pull it up here. All right. Let me know if you guys can hear it once it goes. It's trying to load. Oh, there we go. Can you guys hear it?
It's muted. Unmute it on the bottom.
Oh,
We don't hear it.
We don't hear it. I think Cindy's frozen.
Yeah, she definitely is. She's frozen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we don't hear the audio.
I did unmute it. It's unmuted.
Yeah,
have
but
the
you're
volume
frozen and everything. We can't see
all
anything
the
and
way.
we can't hear anything.
Yeah.
I think they got cut off. Well, that was a great video. So this guy,
I'm sure there's a lot of information that hasn't been shared with the public.
yeah. This one says, I seen pictures of the FBI, wrote messages on the back of the pictures, what he was using. Oh, there you go. They're back. And then
Yeah, I don't believe you had to put identification up back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they may or may not ask for ID. Yeah.
And even if they did, there's no picture on them back then. It was, I can tell you from New York, it was a piece of paper with everything typed on it. There was no photos. I think my first photo ID is when I came to Florida in 1985. They had a photo driver's license. New York still didn't. Not until a little later. And we're talking in the 70s when this happened. So there definitely wasn't any photo ID back then.
So you're wondering why they found to make them trail him?
Trail the guy, Cooper.
Well, he could have already been like.
Why was he?
ba-
Why
he-
was he under the radar in
He
the
could
first
have been.
place?
He could have been a bank robber. Like
That's
they were looking for.
That's what I'm trying to figure
money
out.
laundering.
Yeah.
Which picked them up on the radar. They're trying to identify and track this person.
Yeah.
And then.
Then why wouldn't there be an agent on the plane if they were following him?
That's true. Good point.
Well, they were probably waiting for him on the ground. They were gonna wait for him at Seattle, let him commit the crime, let him do the ransom or whatever he was gonna do, and
Could be.
waiting for him on the ground when they land and take him into custody.
But that's when he threatened with the bomb.
Right, and they didn't realize
They didn't take him into custody because he claimed he had a bomb.
Right, so he perished. They didn't expect that portion of it, and which led to the second flight, and then maybe they figure out where they're gonna land next.
It's surprising that they didn't detain the plane once they took all the passengers off and had a SWAT team come and surround the plane and have a SWAT team board the plane. If he's at the back of the plane and the pilot and everyone else is to the front of the plane, a SWAT team could have easily jumped on that plane and took him out. Although there's a bomb, there's a bomb. So the fear of exploding the bomb, I get that, but I don't know.
How did he make it past security? There was security back then. I used to ditch school and go to the airport.
No, but they didn't have.
But they
But
didn't.
they don't
have,
do the searches like they do now.
Yeah, not like they did before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eye Watchers Maiden.
She's stalking me.
I don't know. I'm still stuck on somebody. Somebody was in it. Whether all of them were, or somebody.
He may have worked for the airlines.
Maybe lower those speakers.
Could have been military with a very good knowledge of airplanes. there's so many variables along that go with this.
Yeah. I think somebody was waiting for him and he landed in the water. Somebody was waiting for him, and that's why he survived.
But how do you know he was? How did he know he was going to be jumping over water? That's the
They
problem.
probably planned this shit, and they probably rode that
Well, that's a
flight. You know what I
possibility.
mean? They
That's a
probably rode
possibility.
that flight and studied, and this probably took years of planning, not a last minute thing. You know,
Possibility.
if I was a criminal and I was gonna do that, which I'm not. Anybody watching later, I'm over here Googling how long is money traceable for. If my phone ever gets like, I'm gonna be screwed.
Yeah, I'm sure I drew a flag.
Yeah, I'm gonna have police knocking on my door. Anyway, did you get that video up, Cyndi? Oh, she's lagging.
Hold on. Sorry, I was on mute. I'll try it again and see if it works.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going back on mute.
Me too.
One minute here. Sorry. Having some issues. There we go. Let's add it. All right, let's give it a try again. Let me know if y'all can hear it or not.
Not yet. No sound.
Cyndi, do you want to send it to yourself or send it to? Oh, Markus, can you hear me? Markus? Nope, I think they're frozen.
No, Markus is not frozen.
It's making my computer mess up.
Can you send it to the Haunted and Hunted case files, and I'll play it from my side?
I'm going to watch a DB Cooper documentary tonight when I should be going to bed. I love the DB Cooper
we're
stuff.
at 48 minutes.
I love the DB Cooper stuff.
Yeah, no. My computer's slow as all get up. Okay, here we go. Forward. So anyway, my thing is, I don't think this was planned and with anyone else. I think he did it all by himself. And I think that I'm going to say it again. Either he passed away up in a tree, and because of it being so dense, and who knows where he landed, but I don't think he made it. And who knows, maybe Bigfoot did take him. Sorry, I'm going to say it again.
I mean, no parachute was ever recovered. No body was recovered.
Correct.
If he landed in a canopy of trees that was so thick, it could have held everything.
I think there was wolves there back then too.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's even bears. And in November at that time, there's going to be snow, rain,
It's cold.
and all that. You're in the Pacific Northwest. It's cold,
It's cold
during
It's
that
cold.
time. So, the chances of him surviving, I feel, are very slim, to be honest.
I agree.
Maybe he was a time traveler and came back. He entered a portal. He was part of the Men in Black, where he just uses his pen to make everybody forget.
And Kira brings up a good point. He may be deep in a cave somewhere, or he went through a portal. That's a good one, Kira. And then Hound Dog says, don't pilots have to submit a flight plan? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That was a
Before they
regularly
depart.
scheduled flight.
Back
That
then,
was a
pretty
regu-
sure they had to submit a flight plan. Yes.
Sure, that was a regularly scheduled flight that he was on, a regular commercial flight,
Yeah, and
passengers.
they
Sure, that was a regularly scheduled flight that he was on, a regular commercial flight, passengers.
yeah. Exactly. So, but yeah, I don't think this gentleman survived that. There's just no way, especially with the weight, the cold, being up that high. There's so many factors.
And none of the money ever
that
went
a
into
person-
circulation.
No. No.
That we know of.
That they caught.
Well,
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
You're right.
true,
You're right.
true.
I'm sticking with my theory. This echo
Well,
is
my
getting worse
thing
and
is
worse and
this:
worse.
if they wrote down every single serial number on that amount of money, they must have had multiple people writing down little batches of stacks of money, because that means they were sitting there on a runway for who knows how long, unless they started doing it when when the pilot radioed it in.
That depends. A lot of times they'll have money like that set aside that's already pre-recorded
Oh,
for such situations.
okay.
Today's technology, you put a stack of bills in a machine and it's going to record all the bill numbers, the serial numbers. Back then, and they didn't have bait bags back then either, exploding money bags. None of that existed back then. So my guess is the FBI had a stash bag of pre-recorded bills that they brought to the scene. Because you can't count $200,000 within an hour by hand. I did a $3 million drug seizure with cash, $3 million in cash, and it took 2 days and 3 money machines to count it all. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes,
Oh
and
my
it was
gosh.
all ones, fives, tens, 20s, and 50s, and some hundreds, but the 20s were the biggest denomination.
Yeah, but I just feel like if you're using it in small doses, there's no reason to register that unless they happen to see it or catch it. You know what I mean? You're spending $100 here, $100 here.
Could
There's no
be.
reason. Yeah, there's no reason.
You're
to-
right. It could be. It could be. You peel a bill here, you peel a bill there. Sure.
doesn't
And they were
matter.
$20 bills, so a $20 bill is not going to raise suspicion.
Exactly.
Now, 1970, a $20 bill was like having a $100 bill in your pocket now.
Did you get the email, Joy?
I did. I just seen it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and share it. All right, we're going to play
Is it
right
on
now.
mute?
Can you guys hear it? Can you guys hear it?
It will talk in a minute.
Okay. I'm not, I didn't see your face. You're covered.
You have the money on board, no problem. And advise when you get the parachutes and everything up. I will keep you posted. We have one more request. We ask those passengers to go back on the taxi strip between the two runways. There's no reason for them to be standing there They're only going to create confusion and some apprehension, so please direct those passengers to move back about 200 yards onto the common taxiway, please. Right now, that's our contingency plan, but that's why we want everybody back away from this thing so that we're the last ones to go if that situation arrives, that opportunity avails itself. Can you check and see how long that fuel truck is going to take and give me a time on it? You're talking about Mexico City. Here's watching those people. I think if we get them away from the airplane, then it give us a chance if we have to. If we can't get this thing to, we're going to have to run to it. So we're trying to get them alerted to this possibility. So we get the people out of here, then we wouldn't have to worry about them. Okay, we've been advised that the passengers will be allowed to take a bus through the terminal, and you can advise Al, if he doesn't know already, that they should stand fast back there and wait for ground transportation. So we can be sure there's no people on that runway, or we can have lights on, whatever, but just to check the runway and to be radio controlled on this frequency. They need their second fuel tank. Can you tell us how many pounds the first ton put on? He's not 3,000. I'm trying to figure out the configuration he wants to fly it in. Confirm the 10 stewardesses are off, or are they still on? The stewardesses are off, and the fuel truck can come on up and fuel, and you better get another one to stand by, too. Okay, I'll continue copy. They're going to need a fourth fuel truck. Stewardesses are in the automobile. Don't worry about them. Just get over here and start pumping gas. Al Lee, can you flag that fuel truck up? I can't get him to move. He doesn't have a radio. He's at the fuel truck. We have two of the three stewardesses in the car. We have one remaining with the individual, and he's not going to let her leave the aircraft at this time. We do want the fuel truck to come up, and if they're in the car, don't worry about the stewardesses. They need the fuel truck. Okay, he wants fuel and he wants it now. I hope that thing is full. If it isn't, you better get another truck out here so we can maintain continuity of filling this aircraft up. He's getting awfully antsy. We're working on it. Al, we had one further request, and so far we haven't seen it. We requested meals, and we haven't seen them yet. What's the status of that? The meals are on board. How did it get on board? That's contrary to what's going on up here, Al. He's not going to let her come off right now, and we're trying to work out a way that we can get her up here somehow before we go. Right now, he wants her to sit back there with him during takeoff and not to go forward to the first class section. We've got a long way to go, and he's getting antsy, and that's our problem right now. Now, we've only got 26 grand. We're just half done with the refueling. And we want to ensure that we've got continuity of trucks coming out here so we can maintain this refueling. We're going to have to go unpressurized. Of course, he wants the gear down for some reason. He wants to find. He seems to know a little bit about an airplane. He said we'll have to go unpressurized. So he can't, I don't know where he picked that up. He said we'll have to go below 10,000. You have your fuel? About full. That possibility I really like you a little while ago, it is a possibility if it was the same thing used in reference to an Air Canada flight after the parachute. So if you're going all the way to Mexico City, gear down at flaps at 15, I think you're going to next to 10 stops of roughly that length. After your first leg, you're in the middle of the first leg, obviously you'll be able to calculate, or you'll be able to observe what the actual fuel flow is, and we'll know a heck of a lot better than we can tell you at this moment. But anything beyond 500 to 600 miles would be pretty shaky. You have to go to Mexico City in 500-mile jump, so to speak. Next good choice would be Yuma, Arizona. The fuel truck is up. The stairs have been removed. We're going to now now. Leave the area. The lower door has been closed. The app door is open. He has deferred, or he has agreed to allow us to take off with the chair in a full upright position. And we're now ready to get underway. We just called up and said to get the show on the road.
Can we pause there real quick?
In the air, Paul.
So I wanted to say something real quick. So apparently there was that bomb, right? And there was no evidence of the bomb left on the plane because they said he took it. So if he didn't make it and he's dead, where the fuck is that bomb at then? They would have found that briefcase. They would have found that. And on top of that,
I think the bomb was fake.
Same.
there was
Why
one
would
other
you
thing
bring a
that-
real
that
bomb on a
kinda
plane
made
and
it
then
crazy?
leave
but
with a real
I don't know.
bomb?
I think
You
he
know.
made it out. Still,
I think the bomb was fake. Why would you take a real bomb with you when you're jumping off the plane?
Unless he threw it first and then he went.
yeah, but they would have found the briefcase though.
Not necessarily.
Well, if they, like they said, they had parameters set that they were going to check, right? That could have been the path. There would have been some form of evidence. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense.
So I think he threw the bomb. He jumped. Somebody was waiting for him at the bottom. He probably threw the money there too. Maybe had like
Yeah.
a flotation device so that's easy to be found. Who knows?
Had he left the briefcase, that would have had fingerprints on it.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't doing fingerprinting really that back then. I don't think, did they?
Yeah,
They
they were.
didn't have. Well, he could have not been in the system. It's hard to say.
Well,
But
it's not
another
as
thing is
it's not as
too-
advanced as it is today. But they I think they do fingerprints back then. Let's
But
ask
the thing of it
ChatGPT,
is,
hold on.
though, if he had the only thing that they have actually found is the money, that one of the bags of the money that were found by that little boy. That's the only thing that's been found. He did not make it that far. He had no way of knowing how far he was even flying. He literally landed somewhere by the Columbia River, which is still part of the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, but
He
I think
was
they
still
planned
in
it.
the-
I think he might have took that route several times. It's not something he just planned and did it. He planned the shit. He absolutely planned it.
Because they didn't know where
If
he,
that
they
was
didn't know
the
where he
case,
jumped, right? They didn't know where he jumped.
I saw somewhere where they felt it when the back of the plane went down. And then he leaped off. They said they felt, the back of the plane open up. And that's when he would have jumped. Now, what location that was over, I don't know. I thought it was the Pacific Northwest somewhere.
Or maybe he was a pilot. Maybe he was taking classes that
He definitely had some.
Yeah.
He had some airplane knowledge.
Yeah. Definitely interesting. Come on, fucker. If you're alive, come out of hiding and tell us your story.
Oh my God, he's probably dead now.
He's probably, or just very, very old.
Like, hey, we want to interview you
Find
on Haunted and Haunted.
Yeah.
He's
Find a
watching the
fucking
show.
letter or something. Come on.
He's watching the show, laughing at us.
But anyway, needless to say, it's definitely a lot of theories, a lot of opinions. And unfortunately, the only evidence that we really have is the leftover money that was found by that 8-year-old boy.
And the necktie.
And the necktie, yeah, that was left in obviously his ticket. So
Unless that was a sign for be like, hey, you didn't catch me. That was like a, he knew it was going to be found eventually, and it was kind of like I got away with it type shit.
Well, there was no DNA testing back then.
Mm-hmm. Like, you fuckheads, I don't know. Apparently I watched too many movies and shit. Do you want me to keep playing it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
That's okay. You have a couple of alternate possibilities short of Reno, so you're not on too bad a ground there, and we'll keep you posted as best we can. Okay, sir. Thank you. I hope for something happen here that you go ahead and pull out. We're gonna get her tacked up here now. So we'll see you later. We will be unpressurized and indicated to stay below 10,000 feet. So, thinking out loud here, but I suggested to the departure that they get us out over the coastline and head us in a southerly direction. So if possible, we might be able to dogleg by getting over a Georgia mountain through the Reno area. That's not going to add appreciably to your range. You do have choices of Medford, for example, and Red Bluff to land at, just in case range becomes more critical. We have a little better information on range, but we won't bother you with it right at this moment if that's okay. That's fine, Paul. Thanks. That is requested a couple of minutes ago. Let's get the show on the road. So we'll take leave of you here for a few moments while we position ourselves for takeoff. Is ready for taxi. We got 3 hours and 40 minutes to fuel. Clear to Portland. Victor 20. Maintain 10,000. And rate expected fuel size and transponder 3100. Okay, Encore 305. We'll taxi back up 34 left and clear to Portland. Fire Victor 23. Maintain 10,000. And 3100 transponder code. 305, checking on the map, Victor 23 all the way south. The highest smoker is 10,000. That looks about like the best to get you down Medford and then go all the way into Sacramento. Okay, fine. We've advised the company that this may be the best approach to go. We haven't really had time to check it out, but of course, somewhere along the coast would be best. The company indicates to us that, well, you probably heard of Paul saying that it wouldn't add appreciably to our, doglegging. Victor 23, you're over the valley most of the way, and it's populated most of the way. From Victor 23 all the way down, it looks to us like the best. Okay, fine. That's a lot of it. So, okay, clear to Sacramento and maintain 10,000. How about the routing Victor 23? We haven't got our maps down here yet. I haven't really had a chance to look at it. Okay, Victor 23 all the way to Sacramento. Be advised that we'll be trying to make her up to altitude any way we can here. No restrictions at all. You climb the best way you can do it. Thank you. If you do get on top of 10,000, let center know because there's people behind you and probably trailing along with you. 305, you're clear for takeoff. When you're ready and the wind is 180 to beat. On the right, a little left. Silent fine if you'd rather have the long one, the left one. Fine. It's your choice. Okay, with this method. Okay. 305, you are clean configuration as far as the back step. That's it. Are you going to go with the gear down? Yes, sir. We're going to have her about down at 160 now. We can't give you a fuel flow figure yet, but we're holding 160 indicated, which is approximately 5 knots above the flat bug, and we're holding 7,000 feet, indicating, let's say, 160, and the fuel flow is 4,500 across. Okay, well, you're obviously going to be too far configuration, and so your next problem, as best we can see it here, is to determine whether or not the guy is gone. If he is, great. If not, you're going to definitely have to land somewhere short of Reno. Okay, I think maybe we'll try to go to 15 degrees on the flaps, Paul, and try to get up to, we'll indicate that 170 as you suggested. Yes, 170 knots indicated and 10,000 feet, or actually the higher the better. What's your oxygen mask on it, Mark, which is not a half bad idea if you got the cabin real high, if you're easy. The higher the better in terms of range, up to, you're not going to be able to go above about 17, and 170 knots indicated, and the higher the cabin is, of course, the better if you guys are on oxygen.
Roger, we understand it. Right now, we'll leave 7,000 for 10.
And it occurs to me that the man in the back would have no way of telling whether the flaps were at 15 or 5, but this is strictly your decision. If you don't think you can get away with bringing him to 5, the drag will be less, but I wouldn't do it for a bit.
Roger, understand, Paul. We're going to go to 1.5 now and begin our climb.
Good deal. A slightly lower climb speed would be a good idea.
In our discussions now with Miss Bucklow, she indicates that he has the knapsack around his person and that he apparently is planning on egressing through the aft stairs with the money knapsack around him and 2 of the chutes. That is an intent. And we, because we presented him with a series of alternatives or alternate cities in lieu of Mexico City, that he may well be leaving us at any time, if not already, because he was not concerned. He did not become argumentative, but we told him that Phoenix was out and San Francisco was out, and Reno would be the first alternative. So.
Dang.
That was good.
Yeah. Woo. So he had 2 parachutes. So then he must have had the money wrapped on one of the parachutes and he had the other one.
Probably. Why did he? Oh, and then that brings me to my next question. Why 4 parachutes?
Well, 2 parachutes to slow him down because of the excessive weight. The other 2, maybe for them to think he's going to be taking hostages with him.
I don't think the pilots might have known, but I think the airline stewardess might have had known something, maybe. Or maybe if the co-pilot did. I don't know. You know, I wish my son-in-law was awake because he went to pilot school. His dream job is to be a pilot. I wish he was awake because I would be asking him. I know it's like 2026 versus that time, but I wonder if they teach him stuff from how they did it back in the day.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah, that's great.
Marcus thinks the same thing because Kara is saying the same thing. Joy, you were saying the same thing that possibly she might have been on it.
Don't you think?
Been on it.
Don't you think the FBI would have made her crack though?
Yeah.
The extensive,
They would
extensive
only if they had an idea, if they suspected.
Yeah.
I would think through extensive interviewing, high pressure interviews, she would have probably cracked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless she's a criminal. I mean, unless you believe your own lie.
Criminals still crack. Criminals still crack.
Yeah, but if you believe your own lie, you're gonna pass.
Psychopaths.
Not when that lamp is on you ain't cracking.
Maybe they rehearsed the shit. I don't know.
I've watched Dick Tracy before. When that lamp is on you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I don't think they probably didn't suspect any of them. So they probably were just asking general questions. Had they had a reason to drill her, then maybe she would have cracked. But they probably didn't suspect it at all.
Kara says the story's about Billy Joe and Bobby Sue. That's a good one, Kara. She cracks me up.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. So what do you guys think? Do you think he's not alive anymore?
I don't think he's alive. No.
Richard,
I don't think he made it.
You don't think he made it?
I think
Marcus?
he made it.
I think he made it too. Do you think?
I mean, he would be 90 something years old right now. If he was
Well,
still
maybe
alive.
he's gone now, but
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if he made it and he's like still alive somehow, he would be in his 90s.
Babe, what do you
He
think?
just wants the stuff in her bag for the money that he had, and she was supposed to meet up with
He made
him.
it all.
Oh yeah,
Well, the problem is meet up with him where?
yeah.
Maybe what?
He's
I don't
jumping
know.
in the
Did they have
middle
a
of the night.
rendezvous?
They already told him, San Francisco's out, Phoenix is out. So they don't know. He doesn't know what their flight pattern is. He's jumping into darkness.
Yes, that's
Yeah, but then when he went to
exactly what I've
safety-
been trying to say.
Yeah, but when if somebody was there waiting for him on a boat, right? They bring him to shore. They wait a couple of weeks till things calm down. Then he gets contact with her, and they live happy ever after. It's not going to be like, I wouldn't commit a crime and be like, okay, we're going to meet tomorrow.
Yeah, but surviving that parachute fall from 10,000 feet in the middle of the night with no rate, nothing to tell you elevation, your speed, your altitude, none of that. The skydiving watch, which would tell you, even back then they had it. You're jumping with.
He took
Where
a
am I
chance.
landing?
I think he took a chance, and I think he survived it. And she said, "Well, she's working a plane. She knows where he jumped." Yep. Yep. I agree. I think he took a chance. I mean, there's the chances. I believe you could ride a bike or drive a car and survive. You know, you get in an accident and be the end. It's just a
Well, a
chance.
plane to a bike is way different.
It doesn't matter if you have a. He's not jumping without a parachute. He's jumping with a parachute.
But that doesn't mean the parachute actually worked.
I mean, we don't know that.
Right.
But
Just
we
like
don't know if he died either. I mean, we don't. But we don't know if he's in the forest somewhere either. You know what I mean?
Who's got a magic 8 ball? Ask
Yeah.
Donna for her magic 8 ball. We shake it up and see what it says.
Listen, remind me to bring that magic airport next time we're on the show. I'm gonna have it sitting here ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
don't know.
needless to say,
I think it's a
it's
possibility.
definitely a hard case.
It is a hard case.
There's too many theories and too many opinions, and we will never probably know.
No.
No. Should we try to summon his spirit?
DB Cooper, are you here?
Tell Donna to get
Should I
the
get my
music
yes
ready.
and no box? Yes.
Tell Donna to ask the dolls.
It's not.
Have Donna ask the dolls.
Yeah. Sorry for the echo, you guys. I get apparently StreamYard's having an issue for anybody tuning in later or watching it now. But yeah, this is a good case. Great pick. Lots of questions and what ifs and theories. And at the end of the day, we'll never know. We'll never know the answer unless they find a note or something.
Here's another good one for the next show. Amelia Earhart. Ooh, see, I struck a nerve.
Whose turn is it next time? Is it yours, Cyndi?
Yours.
Is it mine?
Yep.
Or Marcus?
It's mine.
What? Joy
Yeah.
hasn't done one in a while.
No.
Yeah, I gave you mine. We were gonna do last week.
Oh, that's right.
But I'm down with Amelia Earhart. That would be sick.
Okay, yeah.
That's another good one.
Yeah, we could do that.
So you want to do
Then
it next
Jimmy
week, Marcus?
then Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah,
And then
we'll
I'll
do that.
Jimmy Hoffa. Yes. I like
See?
that one. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
my
Look
goodness.
at just a mobster stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, guys. We're at an hour and 19 minutes.
Good. I'll sleep like a baby tonight.
Me too.
Well, shall we call out our handles and how people can find us?
Yeah, one at a time, so we can stop echoing.
Go ahead, Joy.
So you can find us right here on Hunted and Hunted Case Files every other Wednesday. So not next week, but the following week. Also, we do a lot of podcasts on Sundays, and I do another one next week, which is Shoot the Shit. Mom's turning into a Cindy. You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. That's it. So thank you.
All right, and then I'll go. You can find me on the mini shows, Haunted and Haunted Case Files, Grandpa Old Hate Tales, Coven of Curiosities, and Monsters Unleashed on Saturdays. The best way to find me, though, is going to my Facebook page under Cyndi Sapp, CYNDI SAP as in Paul, P as in Paul. All my links are there, including the new merchandise that I have out that is available for purchasing. So please check it out, and hopefully y'all like it. But please make sure y'all go and subscribe to Coven of Curiosity Pod on YouTube, please. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of August. So I need all y'all's help, please.
You guys can find me on Facebook under Richard Politano. All of my links are on Facebook for all of my other social media platforms. And you'll see me posting all the different podcasts. I think I'm up to 5 or 6 different podcasts that I'm on right now. So I'm busy.
Damn.
I'm busy.
Busy bee over here.
No kidding, man.
I didn't realize you're on that many podcasts because you're on Coven. You're on this
Mhm.
one. What else are you on?
I am on. I'm doing Natalie Smearings.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
doing
As a guest?
yes.
Oh, okay. As a guest.
I'm
Okay.
I'm doing they just messaged me last night. I'll tell you.
But for the shows that you're actually on is the Haunted and Hunted.
Correct.
Coven. Are you on anyone else's besides or as a co-host?
I think I'm going to be on Donna's.
Oh, yes,
that's
the
that.
Watcher's Maiden. Yep, that's
I
coming
got to do
out
one.
this
I got to
Friday.
do one for Jerry Millwood. I got to contact Jerry.
Okay.
I have to do one for what's his name? Oh, Joseph Grimm.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I have that one. I have to schedule with him. I think that's sometime in September.
Very cool.
So yeah, you guys are keeping me busy. Oh, and I do Old Hate Tales.
Yes, Grandpa's Old Hate Tales.
I love that show. I love telling those stories. They're cool.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, babe, you're up.
You can find me here, and that's every other Wednesday. So, like Joy said, not next Wednesday, the following. And then Coven of Curiosities every Tuesday now. And then Federal Paranormal Investigators.
I got a question for you guys. How can I get the backdrop that you guys have behind you?
After
I'll
we go
show
live,
you
I'll
after the
teach
show.
you. Yeah. After the-
Okay, and then I just upload it.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Okay,
It's easy.
because I feel left out. You're looking at the back of my kitchen.
Rich was like, I want to be part of the party.
I was gonna take a picture of one of Donna's dolls and put it up behind me.
Or just put her with the doll behind you. Like, hey,
Right?
I see you, Richard.
That's funny. All right, everybody. I hope everybody has a great night, and we'll see you back in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Thank
Good
you
night.
for tuning in. Much love. Subscribe to everybody. Follow.
Yes.
All right.
He left. You can't teach him.
Oh. All right. We're gonna end it. End it now.
It's ended.
No, it's not.
He left.
Everybody-